Hi, it's Andrea with Mingle Media TV, and I'm here at the Fox Studios for the Alvin and the Chipmunks Squeakquel DVD release party. And I'm here with Betty Thomas, the director for Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. And we just saw some clips of the DVD and the Blu-ray disc, all the special bonus features. So when directing an animation film, how different is it from directing real life, real people, real actors?
The biggest difference is that you have there's nobody there for the animation. There's no voice, there's no anything there. So on set, what I did was, and the actors are looking at nothing. On set, I hired 3 actresses, improvisers actually, just to fake as if they were the Chipmunks and talk in a chipmunk voice, just so the actors could hear something while they were working, because you're working in a vacuum otherwise. You have nothing you're looking at, you can't hear anything, you don't know what they're really going to sound like, you don't even know their real lines, because I asked the actors to improvise later when we did the lines, and so the lines will be different than what you thought they were anyway. Yeah. So that's the most difficult part, is to let the actor feel like there's a reality to the scene, and not lose that reality, and not turn in like this because you're not looking at anything, but to keep the energy going out like that, and to pretend as if there is energy coming back, which there isn't. Yeah. So that's the hardest thing. Yeah.
And so when the actors are doing the voiceover work, you're in the room with them, like listening and hearing them, and you're in the sound booth and you're telling them to do it 10 different ways for you, right?
Yeah, and it's not just 10 different ways, it's, you know, you saw where they have to speak slower, and then they go through this analog machine that speeds up the slow voice, and it sounds like a chipmunk. But each person is at a different speed. Each actor speaks naturally at a different speed, so each actor is slowed down and sped up at a different speed, which means none of the actors were ever in a room together. None of them worked together. None of them saw each other. None of them knew what the other one said. So when one actor would improvise a line, I'd go, okay, that's great, but now I have to go back and get the other 2 guys to hear the new line and make up lines that would go with the new line, especially if I loved the line. And there were a number of improvised lines in this movie for the Chipmunks.
And so when they're improvising, and then you have to call them, so does one actor do all of their lines first, and then the next one comes in, or are they recording kind of at the same time, and then you just kind of have to roll with whatever they give you? They're
not recording at the same time. They have horrible schedules. Yeah. You can't ever get them. But when they come in, you take who you can get. So you might have Simon for a scene, for 8 scenes, and you don't have Alvin for any of those scenes until much later, till months later, right before you're doing the mouth on the actual animation. So and then he'll come up with a line that I love, and I'll go, oh, I got to go back and get Simon. Okay. So it's quite convoluted. I think we had 89 ADR, what are called ADR sessions, which is the recording session itself. So 89, there are 6 actors, so figure it out. That's a lot for each actor.
That's a lot.
They didn't like it. No, it's too much.
But why do actors like to do animation films?
Because it doesn't take, they don't have to come every day at 6 a.m. and go all day. I mean, they work for 4 hours. I can only do about 4-hour session, your voice goes. So you can only do 4 hours. So you come back, and you can wear your pajamas. Right. They love that.
Yeah. And then how important was the music, and did you have your were you a part of picking the songs and having your top 10 songs that you wanted, and did you get them all?
No. But yes, of course I was part of picking. The opening song was very important to me. I picked that song. And we all talk about those songs, but I got the one I wanted. But we had, here's the thing. You think you want a song, and then you hear the Chipmunks singing, and you go, oh, that's not good. Forget it. I was wrong. Right. Let's try this. So we went through that. In fact, the Bagdasarian Jr, we all went through that together. But the most important thing I thought was to have hip songs that were something that was familiar and had emotional content to it, so that you could go, I know that song. I know where I was when I heard that song. They play that all the time on the radio. Whatever. I needed that from the movie. And we changed the end song. I suppose I'm not supposed to tell that, but we changed the end song. We even choreographed it to the old song, a modern, new, written song for the movie. And I said, it doesn't match the rest of the movie. You have to have a song that everyone knows. Okay. And so we changed it, and we had to have it the same beat as the old song.
So all the choreographer would match. Yeah. So how long did this movie take? How long did it take from start to finish? Does it take about a year?
About a year. Yeah, it should take a little longer, but Fox forces you to work 6 and 7 days. That's right, Fox. That's right. And during post-production, so that they squeeze you for everything they can so that they can get it done. They say, oh, who cares? We have a date, and we know you'll work really hard to make it look good. And the animators were working 7 days for a long time. So everybody worked way too hard, but it should be about a year and 4 months, a year and 6 months.
Great. And so is there going to be a third movie?
There is. I think they call it Alvin 3D.
3D. Got it.
But I'm not part of that. But I say go with God on that one. You know, I'm trying to help them pick a director and everything. I mean, I really liked those Bagdasarian people a lot, and I like the project. I grew up with these animals, so I like it.
Yeah, I think they're just going to keep going. You just keep revamping them and making them modern and putting in the music that kids love, and people will stay with them.
Yeah, as long as there's a good story, I think you're okay. That's the other thing you have to look out for.